The promotion letter was still warm in my hands when she walked in, high heels clicking on the tile like a metronome for bad news. Rebecca, our CEO's daughter, leaned against my doorway, her smile sharp enough to cut glass. "You're demoted," she said. "Consider it a reality check." No preamble, no explanation, just that. I looked at the letter, looked at her. On whose authority? She tilted her head, amused. "You'll figure it out." Flashback. My first week. 3 years earlier, I'd been the nobody in the corner cubicle. No nameplate, no respect. My manager barely knew I existed. It was our CEO, Richard, who noticed. He called me into his office after a presentation where I'd been quietly fixing everyone else's mistakes in real time. "You don't speak much," he said, "but you work like someone who doesn't want to waste a second." From then on, he trusted me with accounts bigger than my title deserved. We didn't always agree, but there was respect. Until Rebecca came back from finding herself in Europe. The first cracks showed quickly. She started showing up in my meetings, not to contribute, but to ask questions she already knew the answers to, loudly, so everyone could see she was involved. She'd slide into my office chair when I was away, scroll through my files, leave my desk drawers slightly open like breadcrumbs. Clients I'd nurtured for years started getting calls from her, casual check-ins that somehow turned into offers to move their contracts under her personal oversight. Still, I stayed quiet, watched, waited. The promotion changed everything. It was official, senior account director. My pay doubled, my influence tripled. The CEO himself handed me the letter. Rebecca wasn't in the room. I should have known that was the problem. By the time she showed up in my office that morning, the paperwork was already filed. But titles, I'd learn, mean nothing when your enemy sits at the dinner table with the man who signs your checks. I went to HR. They smiled like it was all a joke. "Rebecca's just passionate. Best to stay on her good side." I left their office without a word. Because in that moment, I understood something important. This wasn't a professional problem. This was a family game. And you don't beat family by following their rules. The plan started that afternoon. Step 1. Move every single valuable piece of my work off the company servers. Contracts, performance reports, client histories. Copied, encrypted, stored. Step 2. Strengthen every client relationship with me, personally. Lunches, late-night calls, free advice that wasn't billable but solved their problems instantly. Step 3. Find the cracks in Rebecca's armor. It didn't take long. She liked attention more than she liked follow-through. Within a month, she'd neglected 2 major accounts. By the second month, one of them was openly shopping for a new agency. I made sure they knew exactly where to find me. 4 hours after Rebecca's little power play, I had my exit ready. I handed in my resignation to Richard directly. Calm, professional, no hint of the storm underneath. He didn't even look up from his desk. "I'm sorry to hear that." But Rebecca looked up. She was leaning against the wall, watching, expecting me to beg. I didn't. I turned and walked out. By 3 p.m., the first call came. A client, angry. Their account manager, Rebecca, hadn't answered in a week. Could I help? I told them I wasn't with the company anymore, but if they wanted, I could arrange something privately. By 5 p.m., I'd spoken to 6 clients. By 9 p.m., the missed calls started stacking up. 40, 50, 96 before I went to bed. The confrontation came 2 weeks later. I was in my new office, small, quiet, mine, when Richard walked in unannounced. He didn't waste time. "You took half our top accounts." I set down my pen. "I didn't take them. They called me." "Rebecca says you poached them." She would. I slid a folder across the desk. Inside, every client email, every documented complaint about her, every proof of my clean exit. Dates, times, signatures. Richard flipped through it in silence, his jaw clenched. "She told me you weren't ready for leadership," he said finally. "She was right," I said. "I was ready to build my own." Rebecca never came to see me. I heard through mutual contacts that 2 of her remaining accounts dropped in the same week. She started showing up late, then not at all. 3 months after my exit, she was pursuing other opportunities. Now, my client roster is bigger than ever. The same people who watched Rebecca humiliate me now watch her name vanish from industry circles. I don't hate her. I don't even think about her much. But every once in a while, when my phone rings late at night and a new client says, "We heard you get things done," I remember that morning.